Hey, welcome back. An unusual Wednesday stream for me. But, yeah. For anybody tuning in later, because there is nobody watching live right now, I usually have some regular Wednesday gaming plans with friends, and they kind of fell through, actually. For tonight on both counts, and so I found myself with an unusual free evening and decided to do some streaming. Oh, a bunch of viewers popping in right away. Hello, welcome. Some super cash Elden Ring tonight. I was just explaining that, yeah, my usual plans kind of fell through, and so I found myself with a couple free hours and decided I'm going to do a little bit of casual Elden Ring, a little tongue-tied. Do a little casual Elden Ringing this evening. This is my second run-through. Going for kind of a caster build, because I usually play like a fighter, I guess would be the best way to put it, is my default in a Souls game. Usually some sort of strength build with a big honkin' sword or a big giant axe. And that was definitely the case with my first run-through of the game. I did miss some stuff, too, because I wasn't super thorough in my going through, so I missed some stuff. Some of the NPC quest lines and also some of like the legendary weapons and stuff I never actually ended up getting, so I'm missing a few achievements. So I knew I was going to do another run-through, and that's where I'm at. So thank you for joining and tuning in, and hopefully my banter is at least mildly entertaining. I've been switching between this and Tunic, actually, and so I'm just reacquainting myself with the controls real quick. Because, yeah, I have different keys mapped on Tunic, and so I just want to make sure that before I go into the wild, that I know what I'm doing once again. So really the last thing that I had done last time I streamed, I was dealing with Evil Hogwarts, and we'd gotten as far as beating the Red Wolf of Radagon, and now we kind of need to make a run on Renala. That's probably going to be my focus this evening. I suppose we could try to go into the manor too, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. Getting messages from people. I actually completed the Academy Crystal Cave, but I didn't mark it as such. I like to leave a little skull mark when I have succeeded in an area, so that mostly just so that I remember not to go back. But yeah, so last place we were was the debate parlor, and that's where we're going to kind of pick up for this evening. So, there's my light, there's my heavy, got my magic in my other hand, and we're going to go do some pew-pew wizard action. Wizard build, definitely a very different feel than a melee build. I've been backing up with the bleed dagger here, which you get from that first bloody finger. I put myself on the spot, and I cannot remember his name off the top of my head now. But, yeah, it's been handy to have a second, like a backup weapon that does bleed damage. Bleed is very, very potent in this game, and do recommend as a backup, especially against like bosses and stuff. It's pretty handy. Yeah, I know it's coming. Some more crystal darts there. I'm gonna make use of those for sure. We're gonna have another ball coming here right away. Kind of knew where to stand there. I'm impressed I remembered, actually. You can stop that from happening, actually, by going and fighting the dudes up there, but we've got the little mini-boss up ahead. Now, been a while since I've done this fight. We'll see how well I do. Oh, I don't remember where this goes, actually. Seek dog. Does it lead to some turtle thing? I'm not going to deal with that right now, though, because we're going to try this little mini-boss fight here with the Carrion Knight. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if I'm prepped to go in after Moongrum, the Carrion Knight. Someone's defeated a Shard Bearer, so that's good news for them. So as mentioned, I'm a little rusty, because, again, I haven't played too much. Oh, I aggroed him, apparently, just by sticking around too long. Whoop, whoop. Been playing Tunic, as I mentioned, and obviously, while there are similarities, it is a different game. Smart guy here. Dodging all my stuff. Ooh. He's going to try to punish me for healing. Yep. Ah, he got me. Yeah, punished me for that. That's okay. I've got all of, 300 runes? It's super low pressure. As I mentioned, I'm doing a very casual run through. And I'm a little rusty, because the last 2 times I actually streamed Tunic, so. We'll get there, we'll get him. I'm not too terribly concerned. I have a super casual evening. If I'm starting to find it frustrating, I'll just go find something else to do. There's tons to do in the game, and I mean, as mentioned, I'm in no hurry tonight. This was an unexpected night of Elden Ring. Normally, I actually play Stellaris with friends on Wednesday, and then usually some Tiny Tina's Wonderlands with another friend later in the evening, and both of those kind of fell through, so had a little freedom and decided, what the hey, I'll stream tonight. Hadn't been planned, really. Maybe I should actually take my physic this time. God, is there a better spell I could be using against this guy? Great Glintstone is just so good. Didn't even lose my runes. Look at this. He left them for me. Very politely. Well struck, sir. Oh yeah, he heals. Basically, he's essentially a player. He hits like a truck. I'm pretty squishy. Admittedly, I haven't really upped my vigor much because I've been trying to focus on building up my int so I can use some of the more powerful spells. So I'm a bit of a squishy wizard. I'd rather not have to call for help for this guy. I feel like that would be a little much. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Again, it's just my super cash Elden Ring night. Not going to let it get to me. There will be no frustration this evening. The evening is not worth it. So get up to the spot where we avoid the ball. We're going to have to go up and kill those wizards at some point so that they stop summoning that. God, I wonder if there's a better way I could be doing this. I feel maybe there's a better spell I could be using. I don't know. Let's try the Glintstone Stars this time. Oof. Ah! Nope. Trying not to let myself get... Got him. That's that bleed. That's why I said having that bleed weapon is the backup. Get a Carrion Royal Knight's shield. As I recall, there's actually a Site of Grace right up ahead, so I'm not going to worry about backtracking. But I'm not going to explore further until we grab it, because I don't want to die again. Not that he'll respawn. Moongrum there is not going to be back, so I'm not too worried about that. Egads, maybe there's not. Another Site of Grace up here. I could have sworn there was for some reason. As I mentioned, have beaten the game before, but was a little while ago. And I've slowed down on my progress through the game because or I should say it's a while ago now since I've been in Raya Lucaria. And my progress in the game has slowed down a bit because I've been splitting it up with another game at the moment. So yeah, I just forget stuff. It happens. Not a big deal. Important thing is we beat the guy, so, and it only took a couple tries. I'm not too dissatisfied with that performance, actually. There's dudes? Yeah, there's a dude down there. And I'm pretty low on health at the moment, so. I am, in fact... You know what? I think maybe the Site of Grace is in here. That feels right. That feels familiar. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We got some... Oops. We've got some flasks still. We'll take out that guy. We'll take out these guys. There's going to be a flying monkey over there, isn't there? Yeah, this opens up the shortcut. That's what it is. Okay. Yep. I remember. Is there a guy there? Is there a dude just hiding in the bushes? I mean, kudos to him. At least he didn't attack me, right? But... no, there's no guys up there. Alright, so this just opens up the shortcut. That's a good thing. We want that. We want the shortcut. Yes, please, shortcuts. That's what we like. We're going to try to mop up some of the other stuff here, though, so... oops. Actually make that jump now. Yes, we are going to try here. We're very much going to try here. Open up this shortcut as well. Good rule of thumb in Elden Ring. Open the doors. Take the lifts. Open the doors. Very important. But that means we don't have to go around again. Which gives us an easier shot of dealing with the guys upstairs, which is kind of our next goal here. Just going to double check there's nothing poking around. Nothing around there, is there? I don't think so. No secret doors here, that I can see at least. So we're going to head on up. Now I want to say that there's actually a troll upstairs, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, it's a mad pumpkin head. I knew there was a big guy. There's one less jerk. Now, how are we going to deal with this? That's how we're going to deal with that. guy's a little tougher than that other guy. Not that tough, though. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that deals with the summoning, so I don't think we're going to have to worry about the giant wrecking balls being summoned anymore. So that's a little bit of good news. It's dark in here. I'm going to equip my lantern. Let's get a better view. I want to say there's a secret door or something up here. I don't exactly remember. Definitely a chest. We'll grab that. With a glintstone scarab in it. Don't remember what that does. Let's check it out. So I'm using the glintstone crowns right now because I want that extra int. So that I can use the staff I'm using, actually. A little sip of my bartender's root beer float. A little root beer moonshine. A little cola of your choice. And a little skiff of cream on top. Tastes very much like a root beer float. Very tasty. Highly recommended. Glintstone Scarab. Slightly reduces FP costs of sorceries, but increases damage taken. Now, I'm a bit of a squishy wizard as it is, so that's probably a terrible idea. The reduced FP cost of sorceries would be great, but again, I really need the extra int right now from the Glintstone Crown. And taking more damage is bad. Like, I take enough damage as it is, because I don't have a very high vigor at the moment. It is something I'm going to fix. I just haven't yet. And I'm going to fix it because I don't want to be quite that squishy. But I have other priorities. Got to go into Rune 7 there. That's not bad. Have some other priorities, excuse me. Those priorities being being able to cast Blastier magic. So, as mentioned, usually do kind of like a straight fighter build. Don't usually use that much magic. Decided to kind of challenge myself a bit this time and change it up for my second playthrough and do something I really hadn't done before. And honestly, the magic's been fun so far. Changing up from a more kind of in-your-face style to something a lot more ranged has been kind of a delight, actually. I keep ducking because that's the button I expect to be running. And I need to remember that this is my run button. That's the problem with playing two games at once. Your muscle memory changes, especially because I've done 2 sessions of Tunic in fairly rapid succession, and so my muscle memory has me mapped to some other buttons, and it's kind of throwing me a little bit. A bit embarrassing. I am a better player than that. Obviously, I've gotten this far, so. Thanks again for sticking around, watching me play. I don't remember where this goes, and I'm kind of inclined to just go through it and see. I mean, I'm in no hurry to go fight Renala. We can go fight her whenever. It's not a big deal. So yeah, let's travel to another location. Let's see what's going on. We can always warp back. We don't have to fight Moongrum again, and I think I've gotten rid of the giant ball, so shouldn't be as much an issue. Oh, right. It just leads us right back here. Right, to Turtle Pope. Hi, Turtle Pope.
Greetings.
Muriel, the Pastor of Vows, with his Pope Mitre and his giant turtle self. Don't have anything to give him at the moment. Could spend some runes on some sorceries. I did get the sorcery book that gives me access to Glintstone, Comet Shard, and Star Shower. But, I mean, obviously I can't afford them right now. They're very expensive. Could get the Magic Glint Blade. Creates a sigil that performs a projectile glint blade after delay. Definitely have more than enough int to cast it. My plan is to eventually get all the sorceries in the game, so there's no reason not to buy it. How much, wrong button, how many runes do I need to go up? Oh, quite a few. So, I mean, there's no real reason to hoard these ones, so I'm kind of inclined to maybe buy the spell. I mean, there is no merchant in the game I would rather give my precious runes to than Muriel, who's the bestest boy. Let's give it a practice run. Let's test out this new spell. We're going to need to go to the Site of Grace to do that. We'll swap something out. I haven't tried Thops' Barrier yet. I did finish up his quest line, so I was able to get both that and the Ash of War that he leaves behind. Something I had not, in fact, done in my previous playthrough because I never got the second glintstone key to the academy. So I'm inclined to leave that up because I haven't had a chance to really use it yet, and I'd like to. And it's probably going to be handy against Renala when I go up against her because it deflects spells. Super handy. Crystal Burst is a shotgun that is only really good close up, and my kind of play style at the moment is very ranged. So I'm thinking maybe that's what we switch out. We'll give the Magic Glint Blade a try. See how it goes. We'll go fight a skeleton. Let's see how it does against one of them. We'll just go until one spawns here. Any skeleton will do. There we go. I mean, not bad. Whoops. I pushed the wrong button. Again, my fingers are muscle memorying. Oh, this is the tough one too. Muscle memorying. Look at that. We have almost got back all the runes we just spent on the spell too. Reaching for the wrong button. Have the wrong muscle memory still. So probably won't serve me well against a boss fight right now. Which might, if anything, be a good indication that we should maybe find something else to do first. We could go for the Crystal Cave. Over yonder. There's a bunch of stuff here. Still have the aqueduct, so I haven't gone down into the river basin for the other Eternal City here. What else? We did do Jarburg. I did get to Jarburg, so that's good. And I dealt with the Tibia boatman over here to do that. What else have we done? Met the Blackguard, dealt with Patches, did Raya's quest to send her packing to the Volcano Manor. Just kind of talking myself through it, really, to remember what we did. I actually did fight Edgar the Revenger, which is interesting because I didn't actually progress his quest much. But he showed up nonetheless, and so I did kill that guy, and I'm inclined to just put the little skull there as a reminder of that. Been up to the 4 belfries, but I don't have any of the keys necessary, and I don't think I'm strong enough to deal with any of the fights there. We could go up to the manor and just start tooling around there. I mean, there's no harm in that, but we do have to deal with a bunch of hands, and they're the worst. So, there is that. Got the memory stone from Tetsu's Rise. I haven't actually killed the dragon. That's 2 things I haven't done, is I haven't beaten a Geel or the Glintstone Dragon here. Just because, as a squishy wizard, my general rule of thumb is fight smarter, not harder. And I haven't needed to kill either of them yet. So, I mean, I'm not in the process of collecting dragon hearts at the moment, and so I haven't really had the need to go and kill them. I will get around to it at some point, almost certainly. I just, again, haven't had the need. Pretty much cleared up all of this area, except for the Weeping Everjail. There's actually a tough fight in there that I wasn't certain I was ready for. I'm still not certain I'm ready for. I also never actually fought the Deathbird over here. That might be something worth taking care of. Go and actually try to take on that Deathbird. Or the Knights Cavalry there, too. That's another thing I haven't beaten, is the Knights Cavalry over here. That's tempting, actually. That's a tempting one. Cleaning up one of the Knight's cavalries. You know what? I've convinced myself. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go fight a mini-boss to kind of shake off some of the ring rust here. Now, of course, he only shows up at night. So we're going to pass some time till nightfall. Might take me a couple tries. I'm definitely out of practice, and I haven't fought primarily mounted enemy like that with my wizard yet. So, like, yeah, it might take one or two attempts. That's okay. Again, super cash tonight. Very low stakes Elden Ring. The ASMR of Elden Ring. I suppose it's late enough that you might be interested in falling asleep. Who knows? Granted, if you're rewatching this later, maybe not. There he is. The problem is there's all these like goons around. I don't particularly want to challenge him when there's a bunch of other guys making life miserable for me. I'm squishy enough as it is. I do not need that kind of problem. So what we'll do is we'll hang back. We'll let him kind of take off, and we'll deal with these low squishy guys first. I should be able to one-shot pretty much all of them at this juncture. Foot Soldier's Gauntlets, Lord Sworn's Straight Sword. I probably have one of those straight swords already. Now the problem is, I actually can't cast from the ground. Ooh, see? And I mistimed that pretty much instantly. So we're going to kind of get a feel for him here. I can definitely do damage to him. The problem is he can definitely do damage to me. I saw that coming a mile away, too. But I foolishly dodged back instead of to the side. Good news is, again, definitely do damage to the guy. The question is, can I do enough damage to him before he squishes me? And, I mean, part of the problem... Oh, is it morning? That's a shame. That's a shame. We'll make that guy suffer for that knight's sins. I don't feel like I need to kill that horse. I feel bad about trying to kill that horse. I actually have guilt. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is pretty much all of my magic can't be used from horseback, and he's a mounted enemy. And, I mean, they really are kind of designed for you to challenge also on horseback. Fun fact, when you're wielding a Zweihander, they're not that terribly difficult. You can knock them off their horse and everything. It's pretty great. When you're a squishy wizard with a knife, a little harder to fight from horseback, not going to lie. You don't have that reach or the knockback. The Zweihander will pick an enemy right off the ground and hurl them into the air. It's quite a delight, actually. Highly recommended. Probably not the best greatsword in the game, but it was a lot of fun, and I don't regret maining it on my strength build. In the slightest. But we're not playing my strength build, so what we learned is that the earliest game Knight's Cavalry can pretty much one-shot me. This is the problem with still having a low vigor. It makes you very susceptible to that kind of thing. So maybe this was the wrong mini-boss to choose, because he might be still a little bit out of reach, just because I'm too squishy at the moment. Granted, I could have drank my physic. It gives me a free shot. And I was doing a pretty significant amount of damage to him. I don't know, maybe we'll give him one more try. We'll give him another go. He feels beatable to me. I'm doing damage to him. It's just a question of, can I do enough damage to him fast enough? We'll sneak over. Basically the same strat. We'll deal with the mooks that are hanging out nearby first, because I just don't want to deal with them while I'm trying to fight the Knight's Cavalry. We'll skirt around those guys. They're inconsequential. We'll kind of hide out here for a sec. We'll wait till he does his sweep across the bridge and turn around, and then we'll deal with these guys. And then I think I'm going to drink my physic first, and then we'll basically just blast him with everything we've got as fast as possible, and see if we can knock him down before he manages to end us. Alright, we're going to immediately top up, so that we're good to go. We're going to drink our physic so that we can take a hit. Wow, I'm really disappointed by this shot. Well, we got a hit on him. That's our free hit. Oh, he got me with that last time, too. Okay, we're gonna drink. He's coming in. Uh-oh. He's putting some... Oh, shoot. I pushed the wrong button, and I'm gonna pay for that. Ugh. Oof. He's making me pay for everything. I'm shocked I'm not dead. I'm surprised I haven't gotten a bleed off on him. I mean, I'm going to die in one hit. I don't think I can pull this off here. Yeah, there it is. Got him to about half. I mean, I'm actually a little disappointed in that first barrage. I was expecting it to do a little more than that. But I successfully hit him with nothing. Yeah, he's just too mobile, and my main offensive ability... which is all ranged, I can't do from horseback. And without the horseback, I'm just not mobile enough, and I'm not doing enough damage fast enough. So, I mean, we could give a try on the Deathbird, but I'm actually worried that maybe it'll be more of the same. So, I don't know. That said, I survived quite a while. And I feel like I'm shaking off some of the rust, and my reflexes are coming back. So Maybe that, even losing to that guy was valuable. And maybe that was just the little warm-up I need before I go and challenge a boss. Don't feel too badly about that, actually. Mostly just coming back here to grab my runes, but I mean, if there's enemies to kill, why not kill them? These guys are jerks, and they'll just come back anyway. Don't feel too bad about it. Gonna take out the rider here, too. Are you mad, bro? These guys never drop anything, which is real disappointing, because I think they have a pretty cool little set. And I don't think I had a single one of them drop an item in my first playthrough, and I'm sure I haven't seen one in my second playthrough so far, so a little disappointing. Alright, as I said, I'm feeling like we've shaken off a little bit of that rust, so I'm feeling a little bit better about going and maybe trying to challenge Renala now. What are my runes looking like here? 3,000. Not a great amount to lose this early in the game. That's quite a few, but I mean, not the end of the world. I don't like to generally progress into an area or fight a boss if I've got a lot of stuff. Maybe I should actually go and spend some of them on something. You know what? Yeah, I feel like that's maybe the move here. Maybe an upgrade on a weapon or like some stone sword keys or something. That feels like that might be the play. That's another thing, actually. My sword is probably, or my knife is probably a little underpowered.
Where have you? I took you for no matter. Lay out your arm.
Because I am this spookiness. Amanda, hi, is Round Table Hold. It's where we, the Tarnished, come to put up our feet and share war stories and enjoy camaraderie, and definitely there's nothing sinister about this place whatsoever. This is the Round Table. I am me. This is D, Hunter of the Dead. This over here is
Well then,
Brother Corin.
may the golden order shine.
Oh, you want to see something that's definitely normal and not scary at all. The Round Table Hold are beholden to the two fingers. Behold the two fingers. They're the best, and definitely not weird and scary. They are the herald, the voice of the greater will, who is God, or at least a god. I'll give you a little... They do look nice. They're super friendly. This guy won't even talk to you. This is Sir Gideon Ofnir, the All-Knowing. He is kind of like a spy master for the Tarnished. He has information and stuff. Yep, lol Sir G. These are the Twin Maiden Husks. They're mummies? Question mark? They'll sell stuff. Actually, and that's the main reason I'm here, actually. I already introduced you to Brother Corin and D, Hunter of the Dead. There's a couple other people who come and go. Over here is Fia. She is the Deathbed Companion. We're going to progress her storyline a little later. She'll give you hugs, and those hugs will debuff you, but they'll give you an item that will then remove the debuff and buff you. Which actually reminds me, I did that a while ago, and that might be why I'm so squishy right now. I totally forgot that I did that. I do still have the Baldekin's Blessing. So I've been debuffed by her this whole time. If I were to smooch someone, who would it be? That is a good question. I mean,
Greetings.
Roderica here. is just a sweet little angel, and I love her to pieces, and she is my friend, and she loves all of my ghosts who I can summon, and helps me make them stronger. I have a jellyfish who spits poison and is named, I think, Amelia. I have a warhawk. I have 3 lone wolves. Don't know why there's 3 lone wolves, but there they are. A couple Godric soldiers and Lutel the Headless. You're definitely... Oh, don't worry. We're going up against a boss right away, and we're definitely going to summon some ghosts. So this is going to happen. This ghost is another player, actually, for the record. The game will actually sprinkle in like visions of other people playing, and you can just kind of see what they're up to. This is
Ready, no matter.
this is Smithing Master Hugh. He's a misshapen, misbegotten. He is also super friendly. He's a really nice guy, and he is the blacksmith. And I was just saying before you popped in that I'm actually my knife Reduvia is a little underpowered because I've only got it up to +3. My glintstone staff is up to +6. That's what I'm using to cast magic because I'm a wizard. But my knife is a little underpowered because I'm not certain that I'm married to it for this game, and I don't want to invest a lot into a weapon that I'm not certain that I want to use much. But at the same time, it's been so useful for me so far. So I think maybe now is the time. Plus, I have some more somber smithing stones. So I think maybe now is the time. I'm going to hold off on using my somber smithing stone for that. Because I've only got one of them, and I might need them. There are 2 types of smithing stone. There's regular smithing stone and somber smithing stone. Regular ones are used for just regular weapons. Somber ones are used for basically unique weapons. And Reduvia is a unique knife that does bleed, and bleed is a great status effect, and very handy as a backup weapon for my squishy wizard in her Burger King helmet. Yes, she is a she. Yes, that does look like a Burger King head. I have 3 different Burger King heads. The Glintstone sorcerers at Evil Hogwarts, which is the area that I'm currently in, wear stone masks imbued with glintstone, and that helps them with their sorceries. The reason I'm wearing it is not just because it looks awesome, but also because it actually increases my intelligence stat, which is required for casting a lot of magic, and I'm playing a wizard this time. This is my wizard playthrough. So, unfortunately, because I've been focusing so much on my int, so that I can use more powerful spells, I've neglected my vigor. So I'm actually very squishy at the moment, and that's not great. That's not ideal, because a lot of enemies can pretty much one-shot me. So, but I'm trying to spend some of my runes, which are used for leveling up, because if I die in a boss fight, there's a non-zero chance I lose them, because I might not be able to get them back. So my inclination before I go into serious danger is always just spend what I've got, so it's not wasted at least. And that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. So we're gonna shop here from the Twin Maiden husks, see what we can afford. I've got 3,000. I could buy this other memory stone, which would give me another spell slot, which actually I think I just talked myself into buying right there. I was thinking about maybe some stone sword keys. I could afford it if I popped a couple runes, but I just talked myself into memory stone right now because that's great. Having an extra spell, fantastic. And I've got plenty of spells, so Lord knows I have them to equip. We'll stop at the table, which is a site of grace, which is like a save point and a place where you can also level up. I don't have enough runes now to level up. Not a big deal. But just as importantly, I now have an extra slot for memorization. So that's what we're going to do. Glintstone Pebble, very basic. Swift Glintstone Shard is fast. It's actually a very fast casting spell, and it's not terrible. I'm using the Great Glintstone Shard, which hurls basically a boulder. It does a lot of damage. It's a little slow. Not that big a deal for me, though. Glintstone Stars I've also got equipped. It shoots like a group of shooting stars. I've got the Glintstone Arc, which is just like a sweep. It can hit enemies over a larger area. The Crystal Barrage fires a volley of Glintstone Crystal Shards. I want to say I tried it and it didn't really wow me, but maybe that's the one I equip here. Crystal Burst is like a shotgun. It's really good close up, but my build is very much kind of ranged. If I'm that close to an enemy, something has gone wrong, or I'm being very bold. Starlight is just a light spell, but I have a lantern that I can equip on my belt, so I don't really need that. I have Terra Magica equipped. It is basically a sigil you put on the ground, and it strengthens your magic so long as you're standing on it. Very handy. Very useful. Thops' Barrier, likewise, handy, especially because I'm going to fight a magic boss right away, because it deflects spells. That's why I've got it equipped. And I just actually bought the Magic Glint Blade, and I'm testing it out. So it creates a projectile on a bit of a delay, and that makes it harder for an enemy to dodge it, actually. It's pretty decent. I don't have the intelligence to equip Shattering Crystal or Crystal Release. They're very high-level spells. Int 38, Int 41, not there yet. Likewise, I can't equip Comet yet. 52 intelligence. That's huge. Comet, if I'm not mistaken, just basically shoots a huge... It's like a Kamehameha blast. It's just like a pillar of energy that shoots out of you at something. And you can hold the button to keep channeling it, I believe. So I want that very badly, but I'm nowhere near smart enough to use it yet. I do have some other miscellaneous spells. I do have a gravity spell, but this is a gravity spell that's useful more for somebody who wants to hit things with their fists or their swords, because it'll draw enemies in, and I want to keep them away. I've also got some faith magic, but I don't have a very high faith because, again, I'm playing a wizard, not a priest, but I do have the Flame of the Fell God, Flame Cleanse Me, which might be worth actually investing just in 12 faith to get Flame Cleanse Me, because it's such a handy heal spell. It gets rid of most status effects, and Poison and Scarlet Rot are particularly bad. Bestial Sling, Blood Flame Blade, actually very good, but again, yeah. It is spooky. Dark Souls games are kind of horror games. Kind of. They're like fantasy horror games. Very dark fantasy. And I love it. I eat it up. Maybe we'll go with the Crystal Barrage for now, actually. We'll make that our extra spell. I don't know how useful spells are going to be against Renala. She's kind of, again, the boss that we're getting ready to go up against here at Evil Hogwarts, the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. So we've already cleared out most of it. We're basically just on a straight shot to the boss right now. Elden Ring is a lot of fun, and I mean, they are challenging games. I will freely admit they're challenging games. But once you fall into the learning curve, you can get into it. There's multiple different play styles. You can. I'm playing a squishy wizard who plays keep away and summons a ghost to tank for me, and then blasts with magic at the moment. My first playthrough, I was a warrior with a giant two-handed sword, and I mean, it was real slow attacks, but I hit like a truck, and it was just fantastic to play. And unlike some of the other previous Souls games where, I mean, the worlds are interconnected, but they're also fairly linear, so you could hit walls in the challenges where you just had to kind of grind or really keep going up against the same enemy over and over again to get past that gate. This game is open world. I mean, if you find something too hard for you, go do something else for a while until you've leveled up, found some more items, found a better weapon, found a different play style, and then come back and challenge it again later. It's probably going to be easier. Some of the bosses in this game are some of the most challenging bosses I've encountered, but the game itself has been probably the most accessible of them, and I've been really enjoying it. Like, I almost immediately started a second playthrough. I've been playing Tunic as well, so I'm a little rusty, as I was telling the other viewer earlier. So my muscle memory is kind of mapped to other controls, but that's okay. So that little gate that appeared in the corner there, that actually indicates that I can use my Summon Ashes, and I can summon a ghost right now. But I'm not going to stick around here, because I'm actually making a run for the boss right now. So, we have to do a little platforming. Oh, for sure, yeah. There was a trap here at one time, but I killed those guys. So they're not summoning a giant... There's a giant bowling ball, basically, that will pop out of that portal. and try to crush you. But I killed the guys who were summoning it, so they're not there anymore. Also, there is a kind of a mini-boss in this courtyard, who's essentially another player. He's a bot, he's an AI, but he's called Moongrum the Carrion Knight. And he's a bit of a challenging fight, actually. He took me 3 tries, because, again, I'm a little rusty. And just a different build, and he's actually pretty good against a magic user. So, let me come up here, and this will lead us... Oh, by all means. And feel free to chime in with chat anytime you want. I do have that open on the side. So. And we're into the library, where we will encounter Renala. I'm going to get Lutel the Headless ready to go here. I think probably Lutel is the way to go on this one. I need someone kind of tanky. If Lutel doesn't work out, we might switch to somebody else down the road. If we have to try it again, we might change up the strategy. We're going to have a little cutscene. Have a drink while it happens. Oh yeah, if it wasn't creepy before, it just got super creepy, by the way.
Hush, little Culver. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh and pure.
So, long story short, Renala is crazy. Renala's currently protected. Obviously not anymore. Yeah, she's got pretty decent magic defense. Oh, she one-shotted me with that. Lol. I'm playing super chill game tonight. I'm not going to be upset about stuff like that. Minor setback. I didn't have a lot of anything to lose. And I haven't fought her in a long time. Last time I fought her, I was not a squishy wizard. I was a big, tough knight with a giant sword. So, was not expecting her to one-shot me with that blast. Also, there's so much stuff in that room that it's just hard to get a lock on her. And I didn't summon my ghost, foolishly. I held off on that thinking that I could do something. She does have high magic defense, too. That's something I was a little worried about. I might have to rely on my knife, Reduvia, and its bleed. That might be what I have to do. This is okay. Might take more than one try. And if I'm just not having much luck against her tonight, we can always find something else to do. Maybe we head up to the Carrion Manor and start doing the Haunted Hand Mansion. If you thought this place was creepy, you haven't seen the Haunted Hand Mansion yet. Boss Fog now there. Also, I don't know if we're going to get the cutscene again. Probably not, honestly. So maybe we prep to go in this time. The Glintstone arc wasn't really doing it, unfortunately. Bit disappointing. Looks like those little dudes have quite a bit of magic defense as well. I didn't end up using the Balderson's Blessing, which I should use, actually. We're going to actually summon Lutel this time. Okay, that was rough. Did not care for that one bit. Hey, stop throwing books at me. I do not like that. The casters with the little glow there are actually the ones who are giving her her shield. So they're the ones we need to target to start. Where's the other one? Who tells doing the trick? I'm still taking a lot. I'm taking too much damage, arguably. This boss fight has a second phase. Where's the other one? We're going to have to poke around here because we need to find the other there you are. You were hiding in the corner. And down comes Renala. And this time we're going to use our Ash of War. Ow! Got people shooting books at me and whatnot. Alright, we need to find the right ones again. There's a lot going on in this boss fight. Oh, okay, wow. Did not care for that. Lutel's still going strong. I'm impressed. We need to figure out who's... Okay, thank you, sir. Good day. Because all these little ads are actually a real pain in the butt.
Sweetings, time to be born anew.
There you are. And there's a second phase of this boss fight, and I'm not going to be able to do it because I've taken a lot of damage. Because there's so much going on in this boss fight. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it through the first phase. You know, it might almost be a good idea to actually summon another player, because I think I might need someone else to tank for me. There's the other one. Alright, Renala comes down again. Yeah, she's going to another phase. I'm not going to be able to pull this off. There's too much going on.
Time to be born anew.
Lutel's doing really good, actually. For the record, I'm impressed. Lutel's been a very effective summon, taking barely any damage, effectively killing all these little ads. No notes, Lutel. Keep it up. She's a really good summon. All right, this will take care of Renala's first phase of this, but I don't see how we're going to get through the second phase. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, I screwed that up real bad. for the record. That could not have gone worse. Alright, well, we got to the second phase, but I don't know how this is going to go. Probably not well. I have no more healing, and that first phase took a surprising amount out of me, so...
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee. Patience. Ye will be countless born, forever and ever. Upon my name as Rani the Witch. Mother's rich slumber shall not be disturbed by thee. Foul trespasser. Send word far and wide. Of the last queen of Caria, Renala of the full moon. And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
Now we basically have to fight Renala in her glory. The good news is we have Thops' barrier. Nothing for us there. Okay, so I think I need to use it as kind of an actual... Like, I think I need to use it as a reaction for it to actually successfully do the thing I want it to do. Unfortunately, Lutel didn't draw enough aggro there, and Renala kept attacking me. Yeah, this is a fight I might actually need to call in support for. So I think that's what the plan is going to be. Lutel was very handy, and I don't want to suggest that he wasn't, or that she wasn't. Lutel is a girl, actually. But I think I need more help. So we're actually going to try to see if there's maybe some players around who might be willing to co-op with us. Little jolly cooperation. I'm not too proud to call on help. Again, I'm playing a different playstyle than normal. And I'm actually a little proud to say I haven't had to yet. This is the first boss I've encountered who's actually been giving me some trouble, so... Enough trouble that I'm actually seriously considering calling in the help, at least. Again, I'm not proud. The co-op is there for a reason, and usually there's someone sticking around who's willing to give you a hand against a boss. So we're going to give it a try. Oops, I pushed the wrong button and wasted a thing. It's okay, this is fine, it's fine. Again, I've been playing some Tunic, and I know I've said it a couple times this... We'll summon Chill here, see if Chill's available. As I was saying, I know I've said it a couple times that my muscle memory is still on Tunic, but it kind of is. So every now and then I push the wrong button. And Chill has arrived. We're going to greet Chill with a bow. And yeah, Chill might be a little better at helping draw aggro and whatnot. So. We're going to go hunting for glowy wizard children. Here in the back. Anybody glowing? See, Chill is already doing much better because Chill is being run by an actual person. Not to disparage Lutel. Lutel was doing great. I was not doing great. And Lutel wasn't drawing enough aggro. So we're going to skip the cutscene this time. We don't need to see it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. That hit me real bad. Oh, great. She summoned the giant. So I've got good news and bad news. The good news is we're winning. The bad news is we're not winning fast enough. Do a little bow and thanks to our good friend here. Do I have the thank you? I do. I'm going to use it. Oh, we got out of there before I had a chance to thank. Feel a little bad about that, but that's okay. I didn't have it equipped. All right, so we beat Renala.
Where did ye flee, my sweetings? Come out.
We defeated a boss. We did it. See, a little help from another player can make all the difference.
And light aplenty, dither not. Come out, say I, or will ye be gravestones, to be better born anew?
Now, Renala's the only boss in the game who doesn't actually die when you beat her. Because fundamentally, you actually defeated a summon version of her at her most powerful. So she'll stick around now.
Is it thy wish to be born, to become a sweeting, reborn of my beloved egg?
And what we've effectively done is we have unlocked the ability to respec our character. So now if we have
Be not, and I would birth
a key item, and I've put myself on the spot now, I can't remember what it is. Do I have one? No, I do not. But there's a key item. It'll come to me like 10 minutes from now what it is, where if you have them, you can cash them in with her, and she will allow you the process of rebirth, which basically just refunds you all of your levels. And so you can then completely respec your character however you want, which is great. It's pretty good. Very handy sometimes. I only actually respect, I think, once with my previous playthrough, and it was because I was having such difficulty at one point that I went and completely changed my build so that I could try a different approach. Worked out. But hey, we beat a boss tonight. And for someone who's shaken off some ring rust, I'll take that. That's not too bad. Dropped quite a few runes, so we'll be able to level up. Let's do that. My vigor is still very low, and I admit that that's a failing right now. That's something that we are going to have to fix at some juncture. But I'm a wizard, and I have a comet spell that requires 50 plus intelligence, and I want it. I want to use it. And I'm using the glintstone crown just so I can equip the staff that I'm using right now. So at some point I might even want to, as I mentioned before, increase my faith to 12 so that I can use the Fire Cleanse Me spell, because that's just a really handy purgative for poison and scarlet rot. So that might be a play at some point. I'm not really going to worry about strength and endurance. I'm going to be traveling light for most of the game, so I'm not too worried about needing more equip load, which is based off of endurance. And I have kind of enough stamina for what I need, and I don't know that that's ever really going to change much. I might increase it to maybe as high as 15 at some point. Vigor does need to go up. I do need more health. That's definite. But dex and strength, I don't really need to touch, I think, for the rest of the game. Maybe if I find a better weapon than what I'm using, I'll switch to increasing my dex a bit. But, I mean, I'm pretty handy with the Reduvia knife. Or rather, happy with it. Handy with it, too. That bleed is great, and it attacks really fast and doesn't take much stamina to use. So, I mean, a knife's a good offhand weapon for a wizard, and bleed is just such a great status ailment, especially against like humanoid bosses, living creatures. Super handy. Super handy. Love it. You know what? As much as I want to put 2 points in int right now, I really do need more health, and I think maybe we start building that up. Maybe we'll start switching every other level. We'll do an int, and we'll do a vigor up to 20 for now. And that should at least make me a little less squishy and give me a little bit more survivability moving forward. Mind also, I'm going to want to increase my mind at some point, because that's just more FP. More FP means more spells. And spells are good. Spells are what we want. I could probably even get another level. What do I need? 12? Because I've got, Lord knows I've got runes. We'll pop a couple golden runes. Sure. How much are these ones again? Okay, so they're about 8 each. How much are these? A lot of people hoard these, but like I use them when like I'm close to affording something or to a level. I'll pop them because, I mean, they're runes. They're just extra runes. Use them if you got them, right? Like, buy the thing, get the level. There we go. And we still managed to get up to int 31 that way. Use them if you got them. That's basically the good rule of thumb. Use them if you got them. They're just sitting there going to waste if you're not. And I mean, I'm speaking as someone who hoards items in JRPGs all the time. Whenever I played like Final Fantasy VI, I'd get to the last boss and I'd still be hesitating to use my mega elixirs because, you know, you might need them later. But I'm trying to unlearn that for a game like this. So, where are we at? We're going to head back to the round table hold because we got... What did we get from Renala? Hi, Nita. Amanda's here, too. I think she's playing another game, but she's still watching. And one other viewer, one mystery viewer. Hello, mystery viewer. Unless you're watching this later, because this will, of course, be uploaded to YouTube for posterity. And so if you're watching this later on, I mean, welcome. Check me out on Twitch when I'm streaming. So we got the Remembrance of the Full Moon Queen. Remembrance of Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, hewn into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the Finger Reader. Alternatively, can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. Now, these are actually useful items because they give you boss equipment. We can go and talk to the Finger Reader by the Two Fingers, and she will be able to convert this remembrance into, like, part of, like, Renala's casting staff or something, which could be huge. That might actually be something that we get. In her youth, Renala was a prominent champion who charmed the Academy with her lunar magic, becoming its master. She also led the... Oh, someone defeated a shard bearer, and it popped up in what I was reading. I'm in like a little covenant called the Seekers with Vati Vidya. He does a lot of lore videos for Souls games. A very popular YouTuber. He put together his own little covenant in multiplayer, and I signed. Basically, I put in the password for that. There's enough players in that covenant that frequently it'll notify me that someone's become Elden Lord or someone's defeated a shard bearer. When that happens, you actually get a buff. When someone in your covenant makes an achievement, you get a bonus for it, and so it's actually super handy to have. Anyway, so she wowed the Academy with her lunar magic. She became its master. She also led the Glintstone Knights and established the House of Caria as royalty. And the Carrion Manor, her former home, is probably what we're going to be checking out next. And again, if you thought the Academy was creepy, you ain't seen nothing yet. Did she drop anything else? Yes, she did. She would have dropped the Great Rune of the Unborn. Amber Egg clutched by Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. Great Rune of Unborn Demigods. Perfects those who have been born anew. So you may have noticed in the boss fight, she was surrounded by all of those children. Those are basically imperfect clones that she's created. She's been converting the scholars in the Academy into clones of her daughter, who she thinks is dead. She is not. Well, that's an entirely different thing. That's why they all look the same as well. But they're all imperfect. They're impermanent. They wither very quickly. It even says here, children born anew by Renala are frail and short-lived, imperfect beings each and all. But if we have the Great Rune of the Unborn, which we claimed from her by defeating her, we are a perfect rebirth, and so we are able to respec ourselves and not then die a short time later. So good news. We also have Godric's Great Rune. We beat him a while back. All good. It's good. We also don't have to activate her Great Rune. Most of the Great Runes you find, you have to go to a tower and activate it. Don't have to do that here. Not a thing we have to do. So, Nita, now that you're watching, I don't know that you've seen this Burger King crown, because I have 3 of them now, and they're all different. So, the one I'm currently using is the Karalos Glintstone crown. I do have the Olivinus Glintstone crown, which is the one that I was wearing last time. And I also got the Twin Sage Glintstone crown. I want to say there's one more that I can get too, but I don't know where. So yeah, we've defeated Renala, but she's not dead. She's not going to die. She's actually pretty cool, all things considered. She's crazy as the day is long, but I mean, she's a grieving mother, and also, like, her husband left her for a god, so you can see why she'd be a little messed up by that. I think that's forgivable. So, this is the guy who left her, by the way. That's Radagon. We're going to meet him later. Spoilers. I do have a lovely Burger King hat. It's quite lovely. Speaking of which, actually, real quick, what was the int requirement on this? Was 28. My intelligence is now up to 34 with the Glintstone crown, so I can now safely equip the Academy Glintstone staff without wearing the Glintstone crown, which is good. I'm basically cosplaying as a Rhea Lucaria wizard at the moment because I'm wearing their robe as well. Because why not? I wanted to change up my look. And I want to say it actually adds quite a decent amount of magic defense. I'm in the wrong thing. Yeah, it's got pretty good magic defense. I'm considering I was going up against a wizardess. I mean, that's not inconsiderate. Not inconsiderable. Excuse me. Yeah. So that's where we're at. We've kind of hung around here for a while. We're going to head back to the Round Table Hold. Oh, we're going to make a note that we've actually defeated Renala, though. Because I like to make little marks on my map. And then we're going to head back to the Table of Lost Grace. There's Corin again, and Dee. They might have something new to say. It's not impossible.
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then, would you like to learn an incantation?
Now, Brother Corin sells faith spells, basically. He's a priest. He sells priest spells. And they're good. I don't want to suggest
May
that
the
they're not.
Golden Order shine through you.
Dee will also sell you some. He's more of a paladin. And his incantations are definitely much more like paladin-y. The Sorcier Rogier is up here. He might be dead. No, he's not.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need?
He will sell Ashes of War, which can be attached to your weapons and give your weapons a special ability. Not super useful to me at the moment because I'm using Reduvia, which has a built-in Ash of War. All the unique weapons do. And it shoots that like bloody shuriken, which is so useful. It's a great ranged bleed attack. Rogier will sell you some magic ones because he's a spellblade, and a darn good one. And also, he's dying. That's why his legs are covered up. He's not in a good way. He's cool with it though. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. He's at peace with what's going on. I could jump down there. There's an invader who will pop in down there. Basically a bot, but a bot who's kind of like a PvP player bot. You'll see all those bloodstains. That's because he's tough. And we will have to beat him at some point. We will go and defeat him, but just not feeling it right at the moment. Already introduced you to Fia and Hugh and Roderica over here. And, of course, Sir Gideon and Ensure? I've forgotten the name of his bodyguard here.
Well, I see you found another great rune. Wonderful. You are a worthy fellow tarnished indeed. Make the journey to the capital, Leyndell, that lies to the east of the Altus Plateau, at the foot of the Erd Tree. The Two Fingers will deny your passage no longer. You may be our best hope. Find your way to the Elden Ring, for we are tarnished, and we must answer the call of grace.
So Sir Gideon will give you information about the rune bearers. So basically at the moment, what our goal is, we're trying to collect great runes and then make our way to the Erd Tree, which is the giant world tree in the capital. And there make our way in so that we can become the new Elden Lord. So basically we're hunting demigods, more or less. And Sir Gideon has some information on some of them in the early game. And once you kind of get to the midpoint of the game, he'll actually start to have a little bit of information on the more secretive demigods who are kind of not accounted for right now. And you can actually get boons from him for spilling the beans about stuff you learn, because he is Sir Gideon Ofnir the All-Knowing, and he likes to know things. And if there's stuff he doesn't know, he'd like you to tell him about it. We might actually go and deal with the village of the Albernorix next, I think, because there's an NPC quest line I haven't progressed in Liurnia, and I think that might be the next thing I do. These are the wrong crones. I don't want to talk to the withered husks here. I want to talk to the actual Finger Maiden over by the Two Fingers. I always get turned around in Round Table Hold. There we go. I swear I've never once not been lost in this place, and it's just a circle. There's the Two Fingers, servants of the Greater Will. Here is
I had my doubts, but
the person we're here to talk to.
look at you.
Only once before have I seen two great runes together. Look there. The fingers shudder with exuberance. Fine work, brave Tarnished. The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord. Now, seek the Erd Tree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. The fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
Ooh, another talisman.
Now, go forth. Become Elden Lord.
So a couple things going on there. Number one, amusing that she calls Sir Gideon off near young Gideon because he's like 70 years old. But I mean, this is an ancient crone, so I suppose by comparison, everybody's young, right? More importantly, gave us a talisman pouch. That's huge. Talisman pouches basically give us the ability to equip another talisman. And talismans give you various boons. I have the Graven School talisman going on because it raises the potency of my sorceries, which is great. The Viridian Amber medallion raises my maximum stamina. I just have it equipped right now. I have a couple different ones that do different things. I've got the Assassin's Crimson Dagger, which restores HP on a crit. The Roar medallion, which increases roar and breath attacks. I've got a couple different weapon medallions that give you different benefits for different kind of fighting styles. Enhances chain attacks, enhances charge attacks, enhances the poise breaking attacks that you have. So when you do a big attack against someone blocking, it actually affects their stamina, and you can stagger them, which leaves them open to a crit. Enhances jump attacks. I had this one equipped a lot on my strength build because jump attacks with a great sword, fantastic. It increases bow range. Not really useful to me, any of them, because I'm using a knife, but we might end up equipping one of these at some point, depending on how our build works out. The Arsenal Charm increases our max equipment load, but we're traveling pretty light anyway, so... stamina recovery speed is big. I'll probably re-equip the Green Turtle Talisman. And then these ones are a little more situational. The Flame Drake Talisman and the Bolt Drake Talisman increase your fire and lightning damage negation, respectively. If I'm going into a fight where I know I'm going to be facing someone shooting fire or lightning at me, that's definitely something to consider. For now, we're going to just use the Green Turtle Talisman. I don't have a lot of good talismans for my build at the moment. I'd love to find more magic ones, but... I mean, it is what it is. We'll find stuff as we go. Now, the other reason we're here to talk to her is she can give us a couple different things now. So number one, she'll talk about Queen Marika, and we're going to ask her about that in a moment. But just as importantly, she can give us power from remembrance. And as I mentioned before, that means that we can exchange a remembrance for stuff. And in this case, we can get the Carrion Regal Scepter and Renalla's Full Moon spell. And Renalla's Full Moon spell requires 70 intelligence. Wow. Sorcery symbolic of the Carrion Queen uses the caster as a vessel to incarnate a full moon, then sends it floating towards foes. The full moon dispels all sorcery that touches it and temporarily reduces magic damage negation for those it strikes. Queen Renalla encountered this enchanting moon when she was young, and later it would bewitch the Academy. Creepy. We're definitely going to want that, because I want all of the magic. Well, all of the sorceress magic. Magic Scepter of Renalla, Queen of the Full Moon. The glintstone is known as a Carrion Blue, enhancing full moon sorcery. So all of the moon-related magic that she uses, this would make them more potent. Only those of the highest intelligence may wield this, the finest of all glintstone staves. It does have a unique skill. Channel magic into the glintstone to suspend the scepter in midair and cause it to spin violently. Those it touches will suffer successive magic attacks. That sounds cool. It does require 60 intelligence to use, so we're a while away from it. Now, you may notice I only have the one remembrance, but I can change it for two things. But it will cost me the remembrance to get one of them. Well, the good news is you can find walking mausoleums in the game, and if you if you successfully stop them from walking and get into them, you can duplicate a remembrance, and therefore even one that you've already used, in fact. And in that way, you can get a second one and therefore get 2 of the things from them. I also have Godric the Grafted's remembrance, but I mean, I don't need a giant great axe or a dragon attached to my arm. Neither of which are particularly useful for kind of the playstyle I'm going for. Now, the other thing we can do is we can now also buy Renala's gear from her, and as we beat more and more of the demigods, more of their gear will become available. It's expensive to buy, but Renala's stuff in particular is definitely stuff we're going to want to get, because it's got pretty decent magic defense, and even like her robe has decent physical defense too for a robe. Huge vitality protection too. I've never noticed that before. So this is something I'm going to want to invest in at some point. There's her Crescent Crown. Might as well read the item descriptions, get a little bit of lore on her. Tall crown depicting the moon, worn by Renala, queen of the full moon, increases your intelligence. Always handy. Always handy. When Renala, head of both the Academy of Raya Lucaria and the Carrion royal family, lost her husband Radagon, her heart went along with him. And then those at the Academy realized that Renala was no champion, after all. That's what it says on all of her gear. Nothing new there. But, yeah, that's good stuff. We're definitely going to want that. Meantime, Enya, finger reader, what's going on with Queen Marika?
Queen Marika is the vessel of the Elden Ring, carrier of its vision. A god in truth. But after the Elden Ring's shattering, she was imprisoned in the Erd Tree. A grim punishment for shattering the Order, despite her godhood. The fingers speak.
Marika's trespass demanded a heavy sentence. But even in shackles, she remains a god and the vision's vessel. Confer great runes to become Elden Lord and join Queen Marika as her consort. The fingers have willed it so.
Now you may go. Now go forth.
So yeah, that's what's going on there. Makes perfect sense. Part of the joy of a game like this is kind of piecing together the story as you go. Like, you show up in this land with only the vaguest direction of what you're supposed to do, and then you kind of learn what's going on as you go. And I mean, that's my jam. Gives me an excuse to explore and read all the little bits of lore on the items, and it kind of helps you paint the picture of what's going on, and it doesn't actually explain everything either. It leaves just enough gaps that you kind of have to intuit what's going on yourself, or maybe even come up with your own interpretation of it, which is just kind of a joy. I see why a lot of people really get off on the lore in these games, because that it's really fun the way that it's presented. There's a catacomb over here that I haven't discovered before, which might be worth investigating. But we're actually going to head over here next, because I want to deal with the village of the Albernorix. So we're going to head to the Folly on the Lake, and that's where we're going to pick up the trail, because there's a quest line that I want to continue with one of the NPCs. I'm just going to orient myself here real quick. Okay, we're going in the right direction. Now, the one downside of being mounted is that because I'm using a knife, I don't have a lot of reach on my attacks. So I'm not very good at mounted combat. And this was something that, if you had joined me earlier in the stream, actually proved to be difficult in dealing with another mounted enemy who I was warming up against. So these crabs are eating somebody who's got a smithing stone too. I'm going to take that. Smithing stones, very useful for improving my glintstone staff. We're not going to deal with the giant crab. Those guys are the worst. There's so many enemies in this game that are the worst. Now, it's actually worth noting, this is a poison swamp. If I were walking around in here, I would absolutely be just slowly accumulating poison buildup. The good news is I'm on my horse. Torrent is immune to poison because he's kind of a spirit animal and can do a magic double jump. So he doesn't accumulate poison. So long as I'm on horseback, I'm actually pretty safe from having to worry about poison buildup. Now we're actually we've gone the wrong way here. We're purposefully going underneath the plateau because there's a hidden village down here belonging to the Albinorks. And the Albinorks are I heard this guy and I want him and I want to get him. Oops. Vow of the Indomitable. We'll check that out once we're in a safer location because there's giant crabs everywhere and they will one-shot me. Albinorks are kind of homunculuses, I guess would be the best way to put it. Their whole deal is that they were magically created, and I believe that they were created using silver tier material, which is something from later in the game. And so they kind of have their own village. Many of them are sick because, like, obviously the process to build the first generation Albinorks was flawed. Second generation ones don't even look human. They kind of look like weird frog people. But they have a little hidden village down here, and it's currently going through a bad time. Oh god, giant crabs coming up out of there. It's pretty much the last thing we need. A little dark down here, but that's okay. As I recall, we've reached the outskirts of the village. The enemies here are not too terribly hostile. If we don't really bother them that much, they shouldn't bother us. At least the enemies over there. And this is the NPC we actually want to continue the quest line for. This is Nefali Lu. She is Sir Gideon Ofnir's adopted daughter. And we encountered her first in Stormvale Castle, and then we once again encountered her at the Round Table Hold. And now she's here on the outskirts of the Albinorg village, and I wonder what's going on with her. Let's chat.
Oh, it's you. Well, what do you make of it? What's happened to this village? I witnessed a sight much the same in my infancy. The oppression of the weak. Murder and pillage unchecked. A waking nightmare, made by men. But this time, I'm a woman grown, and though the suffering cannot be undone, I can still mete out justice. Justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them. I am Nefeli Lu, warrior. But this time, and though the suffering cannot be undone, justice to the oppressors. Let the scars I carve remind them.
Okay, she doesn't have anything new to say at the moment. I believe we have to beat the mini-boss in this area to progress her quest a little bit. These guys actually are... the larval tier. Hey, fun fact. That's the thing that helps you with Rebirth. These guys are not terribly aggressive. Like, yeah, I know that guy just launched at me, but they're not too bad. We're actually going to go grab the Site of Grace real quick. And the beauty of the Site of Grace is that when we actually sit down at it, it resets all the enemies in the area. So, and I mean resets. If you've killed the enemies, they will respawn pretty much immediately. So, we don't have any runes left because we used them all, which is fine. Don't really have anything to do. Mostly I was just using this as an opportunity to reset those Albinorks. Now, there is a really tough little enemy right there. You can actually kind of make him out already. I know because, again, this is my second playthrough. He's a perfumer. They are poisoners, and he uses perfume magics that are combustible. So he's actually got a couple tricks up his sleeve that could be problematic. And then he's actually guarding the path to the actual kind of mini-boss for the area, who we want to defeat. And I think that's what advances Nefeli Lu's storyline. We also need to find old Aldous. He's going to... he's hidden in town. And we're going to need to deal with... Or we're going to want to get him. Now, I do have a lot of ranged ability, so I might actually be able to do pretty well against this Perfume. Yeah. He gave me a lot of trouble with my melee build, actually, because he does a lot of, like, mid-range combustible attacks that can do a surprising amount of damage, actually, a shocking amount of damage. And he gave me a lot of trouble on my strength build, and I just absolutely wrecked that guy. I'm amused by that. I'm amused at how easily he went down there. Magic has its uses, though. What can I say? We'll grab this Ivory Sickle. Let's check that out. Oop. Little hiccup there. The Ivory Sickle. Where are you? I must have passed it. There it is. It's right at the top. It's another dagger, actually, so that's good. Seeing as I'm using daggers. The Misericord, if you're looking for crits, the Misericord does really good crits. It does the best crit damage in the game. So recommended on that. I'm using Reduvia because I love that bleed. Can't get enough of that bleed. Such a good status effect and very handy against many bosses. So it's a really good backup weapon. The Ivory Sickle. Sickle fashioned from ivory, weapon carried by aged Albinaurics. These weapons are evidence of their dedication to the Halig tree despite never having entered its presence. It offers the quick step skill, which is handy. That's a weirdly placed pot.
Please, no. Dear me. I haven't a clue. No secrets lie with me, not a one. Oh, please leave me be.
That pot was actually a man in disguise.
Wait then. You're not one of them? Well, what a relief. Oh, goodness me. I am Albus, an Albinauric. As you can see, we're finished. The whole village is finished. The cursemongers have destroyed everything. No one that remains has their wits about them. I beg you. Would you look after this medallion? You must keep it out of the cursemongers' hands.
The right piece of the secret Halig tree medallion. This is going to be very handy for later game stuff.
And if you should meet the young Albinauric Latenna, then please give it to her.
We are going to meet Latenna.
A chosen land awaits us, Albinaurics. The medallion is the key that leads to the city. It's only a quaint treasure for we who cannot make the journey. But for dear Latenna, it is needed to fulfill her purpose. My legs will soon fade, and with them my life. Alas, this is the immovable fate of all Albinaurics.
Poor old guy was just hanging on, just long enough to meet us. A little awkward, but I need to make a quick bio break, so I'm going to... I know I'm in a safe location at the moment. I'm going to run. I'm going to be no more than 5 minutes, so just hang on. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. Wasn't gone very long at all, so that worked out. Yeah, I was holding that for a little while, and just couldn't anymore, but I want to put in maybe a half hour here, so figured this was a good time to go and take care of that. Just get my headset going again, and I didn't want to like switch to a be right back or something because I knew I wasn't going to be long, so and that just seemed like a big hassle. Anyway, we're back. Before we move on to the boss, something glowy back there. I'm very specifically not going to stop at the Site of Grace because I don't want the perfumer to respawn. But we are going to double back real quick. And I just want to double check that Nepheli doesn't have something else to say now that we've spoken to that dude.
But this time,
No, she doesn't.
the justice to let the scar.
Alright. Just wanted to make sure that didn't advance the quest. We should activate the summon pool. I probably won't need to summon another player. Like I ended up doing for Renala. Again, I'm not proud. There's no harm in asking for some jolly cooperation. In fact, if anything, I should probably go and return the favor and let myself be summoned for the Renala fight to kind of pay it forward. The problem is that I'm actually not a very good build for the Renala fight. She has very high magic defense, and I'm not a magic user. So, we're going to have to deal with the Albinorics on this bridge. They're all crazy, so... And some of them use magic. I forgot about that. Disappeared. Okay, so a couple things need to happen here. That guy's standing right there. You might not be able to see him very clearly. We'll take a look real quick. He is the boss, and he is the Omen Slayer. He is the worst. Not the worst, but I mean he hits like a truck. He can almost definitely one-shot me without much problem. The double problem is he's got a bunch of dogs. Now, if you ever played Dark Souls 1, he's basically the Capra boss fight all over again. A guy who twin-wields two large swords and does a lot of damage with them, and his dogs, his pet dogs, they're going to be around. Now, the good news is we can mitigate some of that. We can kill some of the dogs first. We'll pull them and try to deal with them first. You might also notice... Nepheli Lu appeared here. She is an NPC summon for this fight, and we are absolutely going to summon her because I'm pretty sure that advances her quest line. You'll also notice my little summon icon appeared on the side, which means I can also summon a ghost. So we're going to summon Nepheli and Lutel the Headless to help us with this boss fight. But first, we're going to target some of these dogs. Not quite close enough. And pull them. Oh, still not close enough. I just need to hit it to aggro it. That's frustrating. I'm trying to pull the dogs so that I can kill them before the boss goes off. That was close enough. Darn near killed the thing, too, but I wasted a bunch of magic. And that's not super. Is he not coming up here? I don't want to get too close because I don't want to set off the Cursebringer until I'm, or the Omen Slayer, until I'm ready to actually deal with him. Guess we'll just kill the dog from here. There's another dog over by the Omen Slayer, and then this one as well, whom we'll kill. I'm not too worried that I won't have enough magic to actually fight the boss. I'm worried that the boss will not be aggroed by the other things that I'm going to pull in to help me fight, and that I'm going to get absolutely chewed up by him. But now is the time. So, we're going to summon Nefeli. Now, when you summon other players, you actually can't use your ghost summons. You can't use your summon ashes to get an NPC. But when you summon an NPC summon, like Nefeli Lu here, you can. So we will be able to both summon her and bring in the help of our dear and good friend Lutel the Headless. I'm going to need more magic to summon Lutel. Lutel is a powerful summon who uses quite a lot of FP to summon. I'm going to drink my Physic because it gives me a temporary shield. And we're going to go in and we're going to try this. We're going to pull the guy. He's a coming. Now, the problem is, he's a coming for me. And I need my... See? I would have been absolutely wrecked by that guy on that one hit, for the record. Had I not had the Physic going. Now, Bleed is very effective against him. I need for them to pull his aggro again. Omen Killer here is dead. There we go, we did it. Nefeli obviously will go back to her own world. We got the Crucible, not Talisman. Lutel will stick around because this isn't a boss arena. And if there's other enemies around, so long as we're within range of the summoning little obelisk on the world, there's a certain range that the enemy will, or the summon will just stick around for. Once you've cleared all the enemies in that radius, they'll despawn, and if you summon them in a boss room, they'll despawn after the boss is dead. Get ourselves a Rune Arc there. That's a very handy item. Those are invaluable. Golden Rune 1. Anytime you find a glowy skull, you can get a Golden Rune out of it. Some people telling me that there's maybe an invisible wall there, but of course there's not, and I knew there was not. There's Lutel. There's a good look at Lutel the Headless. Lutel the Headless is a Mausoleum Knight. They all are headless. I don't know why. They just are. Lutel is a lady as well. You can't really tell from the body type, but the description for Lutel does make it very clear she is a woman. And yeah, she's our pal. She's our pal. She'll help us fight the things. Grab some herba. Those are useful for poison boluses, as I recall, which help clear up poison. I don't think there's too much else around here. I know there's one more dog, and it's just waiting to get the jump on me. Dogs can be tough. Because they're fast, and they attack a lot. But fortunately, Lutel was there to draw some aggro, so we can cast a couple spells, finish that dog off. Drink a little potion. And that was the last enemy in the radius, actually, because Lutel despawned after we beat the dogs, so there you go. I don't think there is anything around here that we can get. There's a little place you can jump down there, but I don't think there's any items down there. Don't think there's anything down there that we can jump down and get. And there's actually a couple more little nooks and crannies around the Albinauric village that are worth poking our head into. And we never actually did check what the talisman we got was. So the Crucible Knot Talisman reduces damage and impact of headshots. A talisman fashioned from a bony knot that embodies the aspects of various creatures, said to have grown on the human body long ago. Reduces damage and impact of headshots taken, a vestige of the crucible of primordial life, born partially of devolution, It was considered a signifier of the divine in ancient times, but is now increasingly disdained as an impurity as civilization has advanced. So yeah, it has to do with the primordial tree, the pre-Urge tree, Great Tree. I think the Omens and the Misbegotten are all tied up in them, as I recall. Some more Albinorics kicking around over here. I'm going to double check back there, just to make sure that there's not something I missed. I'm not too worried about an individual Albinoric. He's going to try to get the jump on me. That's about it. But, again, I do bleed damage. So, bleed accumulates as a status effect, and once it maxes out, you take a bunch of damage all at once. It does like an auto crit. There are enemies who will do bleed damage to you 100%, and it can be very lethal. But I do it back. So, again, the bleed knife has been super handy as a secondary weapon. Do recommend. So we're going to cross here. There is indeed a mage ahead. I know that. Not too concerned. I have pretty high magic defense, number one. And number two, I am a better wizard. Is basically the moral of that story. There are a couple Albinorics over here who, I mean, we're absolutely going to wreck, but mostly this is just another little nook to go looking for stuff in. That was the last of them, it would appear. That little red swirly that came to me was basically replenishing my healing flasks. And that will happen when you clear out a group of enemies. It'll automatically kind of replenish you a little bit. They were all guarding this crystal sword, which is what I was actually coming down here to get. Just double checking that there's not anything else here. I don't think there is. Let's take a look at that crystal sword. Always good to take a look at what you find. Sword fashioned from pure crystal, a deed impossible for a human. Enwreathed with powerful magic, its attack scales with intelligence. So if I did want to switch to a sword over my dagger, this would be a good one to do, because the damage scales with my int, and my int is high, and will be getting much higher. The inscrutable Crystallians have but one clear purpose: to safeguard their crystals unto the end. One theory posits that they yearn for the return of their creator, who will carve for them new brethren. We've fought some Crystallians already in this run. They are tough. You need to basically stagger them to crack them, and then they become vulnerable. Until you do that, they have very high defense, and they usually come in little packs, and so, I mean, formidable bosses. A little something around the corner here, an Albinoric blood clot, a little crafting item. Super gross, but probably makes something good. I'm pretty sure we can actually get onto Torrent here. We're going to head back and see if Nefeli's back at the back where we encountered her before. Actually, no. We are going to stop at the... grab a mushroom. They're handy for making fire pots, actually. So, and then we're going to stop at the Site of Grace. How many runes did that guy drop for me? Not a lot. We're fine. This is fine. That perfumer will now have respawned. The Omen Killer will not have. Because he was a boss, so he won't come back. Just double check. No, Nefeli's gone, which is fine. I'm pretty sure I know where to find her next, and that's at the Round Table Hold. So we're actually going to head back there in just a sec. Once we're out of danger, we will travel back to Round Table Hold. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Uh-oh. Oh, no, I got caught in the corner. Oh, that actually went as badly as it possibly could have. That actually went as badly as it possibly could have. I got stuck in the corner. Unbelievable. Has anybody ever actually lost that fight before? Would be my next question. I don't want to lose 5,000 runes either. Oh. Yeah, that's what you get. That's for beating me the first time. Much easier fight when you don't accidentally back yourself into the corner and get stuck. All right. The Clinging Bone is what we received. And also the armor set for Insha is over here now too. The Royal Remains Helm, armor, gauntlets, and greaves. So, weird. Sir Gideon's bodyguard attacked me in the Round Table Hold, a place which is supposed to be sacred ground for the Tarnished. What's up with that? Let's take a look at the stuff we got. Always good to take a look at the stuff you get. So, Insha had the Clinging Bone. Horrific weapon made of a hardened skeletal arm wielded by Insha of the Royal Remains. Fitted by placing one's hands into the fist's grip until they dig in. O clinging creature, a king relinquishes not the hand. Does do it like a vampire attack against other humans. I mean, we're not going to be switching Reduvia for that. No way, no way, no how. And then we got the Royal Remains gear. Helm graced with human bones, with gold human bones, no less. Worn by the unspeaking adherent of Sir Gideon the All-Knowing, slowly replenishes HP when HP is reduced. So if you've taken some damage, it will heal you. It is said that the bones belong to an ancient lord, the Soulless King, the lord of the lost and desperate who is known as Insha. So the implication is that Insha, which is the name of the bodyguard, isn't wearing their own bones. They've taken the name of this Soulless King, whose remains they wear as armor. The armor basically says the same thing. Just make sure that maybe one of them says something different, so we're just going to double check. No, doesn't look like it. Yeah, but an adherent of Sir Gideon. So, hey, Sir G. What gives, my dude? Your bodyguard just tried to murder me in sacred ground.
Journey to the capital, Leyndell, to the east of the Altus Plateau, at the foot of the Erd Tree. The Two Fingers will deny your passage no longer. You may be our best hope. Find your way to the Elden Ring.
So about Insha.
Oh, my apologies for that nasty business. Insha got rather ahead of himself, it seems. As his master, I'd like to express my regret. But now, Insha is slain and gone. Finished. Forevermore. Ah, yes. By way of apology, allow me to tender some advice in regard to the half of the secret medallion you possess. Find the Albinoric woman. She hides in a cave to the west of the Laskia ruins, which jut from the mist-shrouded lake of Liurnia. She knows the location of the medallion's counterpart, I'm sure. Find the Albinoric woman. She hides in a cave, so she knows...
Alright, he doesn't have anything else to say, but... Yeah, he's giving us some secret information in exchange for the fact that his bodyguard just jumped the gun and tried to have us murdered for the part of the secret medallion that we got. Because Sir Gideon wants that secret medallion. He wants it because it leads potentially to the Halig tree and perhaps information he does not have, and he wants it. He wants it real bad. So his bodyguard, knowing that, tried to get it from us and failed. And he's covering his butt right now because he doesn't want bad blood amongst the Tarnished of the Round Table hold. So, I mean, benefit to us, I suppose. How you doing, Rogier? Rogier is still up and kicking. That's good. There was some other reason I was coming here. Oh, right, to talk to Nepheli. Now, if I'm not mistaken, she will have moved downstairs. She used to be across from Sir Gideon's room. She'll have set up somewhere else now because, stuff. Yep, here she is.
Ah, you. Please, leave me be. It's pathetic, I know, but I need to think. Ah, you. Please, leave me be. It's pathetic, I know, but
Okay, she doesn't have anything else to say right at the moment. That's okay. She'll open up to us later. The important thing is that we're progressing her storyline. I'm trying to do that with all the NPCs on this run because I actually missed a lot of NPC storylines last time. I wasn't exactly rushing through the game, but I didn't know what to look for. And so there was a lot of them that I just ended up kind of missing along the way. So I'm deliberately trying to take care of some of those this time. We'll talk to her later. This is okay. I think maybe the last thing we do tonight, actually. Did I already deal with the Lakeside Crystal Cave? No, I did not. Okay. So the next step with the Albinoric Medallion is to deal with the Lakeside Crystal Cave. That, I think, might just be what I do to finish off this evening. So we'll make our way there. I know I've got 5,000 runes. It's fine. This is fine. So we're going to equip our lantern so that we can see, because it is dark down here. Did I already activate the... I did. Summon thing. Now, I didn't actually... I popped the... Knowing that I was going to come back here, I popped the Grace, but I never actually explored this cave last time around. There's an upper cave, and there's actually a lower cave that we're going to have to jump down to. And the upper cave is full of demi-humans. Now, they're not going to be too much of a problem. They can be a bit of an issue if they gang up on me. But I'm a pretty potent caster. And I can more or less one-shot any of them with my magic, so I'm not too concerned about that. Ooh, one of them dropped a falchion. Yeah, I knew that. I was expecting you, sir. He's a bit of a tougher one. That's okay. We got him. We got him. Now, the upper cave is not the real problem either. I want to check out the falchion. Have I, did I have another one? Or is that the first falchion I've encountered? It is. Curved sword with a single-sided blade, delivers slashing attacks with its sharp blade, but is ineffective against thick armor and hides covered in tough scales. Wielders of the weapon employ a unique style that enhances attacks with spinning motions. I believe the falchion is one of the starting weapons for the, I'm going to say the Nomad? Don't remember what all of the starting builds are called, but one of them definitely, I'm pretty sure, starts with twin falchions. We're going to grab this cave moss. Ooh. We're going to backstab that guy. Then we're going to grab us the cave moss. Cave moss, also useful for healing boluses, so nothing wrong with that. Make sure there's nobody else up here. Nope, we're good. Grab the hefty beast bones, another crafting material, very useful. We're going to progress through the upper cave before we delve down into the lower cave, just because I don't want to miss any items that might be kicking around. We already defeated the big guy who's lurking back here, but I want to say that there is, yeah, there's a chieftain down here. He's probably got a couple goofs in here too, and he does. Deal with him. I hear you. Okay. Calm down, sir. Thank you. Are there anybody else? Anybody else lurking around, looking to take a jump with me? We'll grab the silver fireflies, useful crafting materials, the budding cave moss, and we will grab the chest, in which we will find the spear talisman. What does the spear talisman do? Enhances counterattacks unique to thrusting weapons. We do not have a thrusting weapon, we have a slashing weapon. Spears are standard weapons for soldiers in the lands between. They made it possible to respond to a ferocious foe with an equally ferocious counterattack. So if you were doing a spear build, that would be a really great find. But I am not doing a spear build. Which is okay. I mean, I'm looking to find all this stuff. There was a bunch of stuff I missed last time, and I don't want to repeat that. So having cleared out the upper area, we're now going to venture down. Going to require a little bit of careful platforming. But that's okay. Nothing we shouldn't be able to handle. And we're going to get down into the lower cave area. I might take a little damage from this last fall here. Nope, we're good. And now we're going to be a little careful. Because there are going to be some crystal snails down here, as I recall. They're little spell-casting snails. Yeah, for example, that one right there. See? They're a little hard to spot sometimes. They blend in a bit. I want to say that there might be a secret door down here somewhere. No, there's not. All right. We're going to top up our magic because it's our primary offensive weapon, and there are more crystal snails down here we're going to have to deal with. In earlier Dark Souls games, it actually was bad to ping on walls just randomly because it would damage your weapon. And you had to keep them maintained. Not something in Elden Ring. Weapon degradation is not a thing, so you don't have to worry about repairing your weapon. Yeah. So next we need to jump down into this area. More crystal snails are going to be down there. I didn't go this way, apparently. Some crystal cave moss. There's going to be more snails down here. I know it. I know it, and I don't like it. Yeah, there's a whole schwack of them down here. Let's use our glintstone arc. See, the crystal ones do this. They have these little magic attacks. I'm pretty strong against magic. I'm not too concerned, but yeah, I need to save some of my magic for the boss down at the bottom. So, because if it's a cave, there's a boss. If it's a cave, there's a boss. I'm pretty sure there's a Shrine of Marika near him, though, so we won't have to come all the way back from the top. So that's quite a fall, actually. Will probably do me damage. Ah, there's the little cliff we can jump to. We could probably jump on that crystal, too. We're going to come around this way, and we're going to do the little drop down here. Whoop. Yeah, we actually landed on that little crystal shard, so we didn't take any damage whatsoever. Find a soft cotton. We could equip the soft cotton. It basically lowers your fall damage. You'll still die if you fall too far, but if you do a fall that would just damage you, it actually lowers the amount of damage it would do. I know for a fact there are more crystal snails down there. Yeah. So we're just going to have to, we're going to be careful. That's what we're going to do. A little jump down. Grab the smithing stone and the lump of flesh. Why is there a lump of flesh? Probably it might be that guy's lump of flesh. What do I know? So there's a couple more of these crystal snails here. I'm actually going to run past them. This is another example of fight smarter, not harder. And now we're into and boss fight. Oof. Ugh. Okay, I was not actually prepared for the boss fight. I forgot that the boss room is just an open area. This is one of the harder Bloodhound Knights in the game. He's one of the boss versions of it. They're actually regular enemies you can encounter in places. They're really pesky. Oh, darn, I did start all the way back at the top. That's a real pain in the ass. That is a real pain in the ass. Now, the good news is there will be a boss fog now in front of him. So we'll have an indication of where he is, and we can prepare this time to fight him. Now, the good news is we don't have to deal with the demi-humans this time, and won't. Because why? Why bother? We don't need to worry about the upper area there. I believe it is possible to get down there safely, but really you kind of have to do the run. And again, because I'm in a hurry now, I don't want to diminish my resources before I get to that Bloodhound Knight. We're just going to run it. If you don't need to fight it, sometimes there's no point in it, right? And the fact of the matter is we don't need to fight it, so. Now we might actually have to deal with these guys because I want to be able to set up shop out here. Oh, no, he takes 3? That's a pain. Okay, that, not great. That was not perfect, but this is okay. We can now set up shop, take a moment, and actually prepare to fight this guy. So do I have enough to summon Lutel? I do not. So we're going to have to top right up. We're going to drink my flask, my physic, so that I get that 1 free hit. We're going to pre-equip Lutel so that we can summon Lutel immediately. Lutel might not even be the play here, because Lutel does a little blink attack, but the Bloodhound Knight has quick step attack too. So I'm almost wondering if maybe there's a different enemy or a different summon that might draw its aggro better. And it might honestly be the Godric soldiers. So the Godric soldier ghosts, it summons like a tanky shield and hammer fighter and a crossbow fighter. They cost less than Lutel, and I've upgraded them a little bit, so they're a bit stronger. So we're going to maybe give them a try. I'm okay taking a couple attempts here. We're going to try to let our soldiers draw a little bit of the aggro here. Oh, there goes my first attack. See, it's that blink attack. It's that blink step attack. And it's still focused on me, so there we go. Now my my dudes have withdrawn some of its aggro. Which means I can start doing bleed on it. See, look at that bleed attack. Does so much damage. He has quite a lot of range, too. The Godric soldiers really are just there to draw its aggro, so that I can pick away at it. Ooh! Oh, wow. Oh, because it killed the guard. Oh, it's going to punish me for healing. Yep. So what we've learned is that the Godric soldiers are not, in fact, very effective. Yeah. Okay. Although I got it pretty close, actually. I'm not too disappointed with that. We're going to try something a little more agile, I think, this time. I'm going to summon my Stormhawk. There's no harm with experimenting. I'd hate to lose those 5,000 runes, and it's a real pain in the ass that there's no Shrine of Marika closer to it. That is legitimately a pain in the butt. And thus you have to, in fact, run back from the top every single time. That's a pain in the butt. Do not care for that, but I mean, the good news is it's a pretty easy run, right? Forgot to equip my lantern, so it's a little dark in here. We will beat this guy tonight. It'll be the last thing I do tonight before I pack it in, but we will beat this guy tonight. It can be done. It will be done. I have no concern about that. Pop on down. We'll deal with the crystal snails again. Oh, I wish you had hit. Oh, no. Oh, that's wasting my resources. You little... This is supposed to be super chill, and I'm not trying to be upset by it, but that wasted very valuable resources. All right, we'll drink our physic again so that we get that one free hit. I mean, Lutel might just be the way to do it. But I'm going to try my Stormhawk next. There's that one free hit. It does it basically, it hits me right off the go. Hey, no. I pissed him off. And he is going to kill me. So I need to back this up. Unfortunately, he's killing my Warhawk very effectively. Oh no. No, he's still... Ah! He's still aggroed on me. I thought my Stormhawk was good enough. And he's killed the Warhawk. We got him lower than last time, so we're making progress. This is good. Let myself get worked up, and it's entirely because it's such a long run back to him. I don't want to do this over and over tonight. And I was a little frustrated by the fact that the snails actually gave me a little bit of trouble there. Suppose I could give myself one more healing potion too. I probably should, in fact. Simply because, like, if I take a hit from him, I immediately need to heal. Back off and heal. The problem is I haven't found the right summon to deal with the aggro yet. All right, once again, we're just going to run through. We will get him tonight. I have no doubt in my mind. We're already practically beating him. It's just a little bit of bad luck so far. We haven't quite found exactly the right tank to help us deal with him. And these three little bastards as well. Just making it a little harder to get in there and deal with him. All right. That worked out good. So I don't know. Should we try Lutel maybe? Maybe that is the play. Maybe we just go with my strongest summon. That means I need to be absolutely topped up, because Lutel is an expensive summon. But Lutel is also tanky. Yeah, I pissed him off. Lutel's taking a beating. It's weird, but I might need to take some of the pressure off my summon. I can take that hit. And I'm okay taking that, actually. Oh no! Oh no! That was 100% my fault, and I just lost 5,000 runes. I got too aggressive there, and I let him get the attack in, and if I had backed off, I would have beaten him there. So that was 100% my fault. Lutel's not as useful as I was hoping. Well, no, that's unfair, Lutel. Lutel is useful. But Lutel was not as tanky as I was hoping against that. The Bloodhound Knight does just so much damage. This Bloodhound Knight just does just so much damage, I should say. I really did want to be done by now. I wasn't expecting to have this much trouble with this boss. Again, I'm a squishy wizard build, so I'm not intending to be a glass cannon, but I have been investing in my int to have better spells, and so I wouldn't say neglecting my vigor, because I am very aware that I need to increase my vigor, but it hasn't been the priority. So I don't know, maybe the play here is to go with Lutel again. I feel like we're very close to beating this guy. Like I'm... Uh-oh. Yeah, Lutel blink steps too, mind you. Dodged it. Oh no, this is real bad. Him beating Lutel. I mean... I can't believe I'm having this much trouble against this guy. His blink step is just too much for my magic to track. I'm having trouble hitting him with the bleed attack. And Lutel, my strongest summon, just isn't super effective against him. But I'm determined to beat him tonight. Like, I'm not leaving until he's dead. So, we're going to do something. Like, I'm determined to progress the storyline before I'm finished tonight. So, we're going to go back to the round table hold, and we're going to improve. Because I refuse to be bested by this guy this evening. Absolutely refuse it. Now, unfortunately, we dropped 5,000 runes, which I badly regret. But we have a bunch of gold runes, so I'm not afraid to pop a couple of them to get some improvements going. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any Ghost Glovewort 2 to improve Lutel the Headless any further. Or any Grave Glovewort. Wow, this is real bad. I don't actually have the required materials to improve my my ashes. So we might have to rely on improving our...
I took you for dead, no matter, it's all out your arms.
Our gear. And maybe improve our sorcery scaling. So we'll improve the Academy Glintstone Staff, I think, to +6. I'm a little leery about improving Reduvia to +4. Just because I've only got the one Somber Smithing Stone 4 right now. I mean, it is my primary weapon. We could do both. Maybe we do both. We can always get another Somber Smithing Stone 4. It's not like there's a finite amount of them, so... I would have liked to have improved my Spirit Ashes, but I don't have the Grave Glovewort needed to do it, so... we'll just have to rely on improving ourselves, and hoping that that gives us just a little bit more edge, because we got him close a couple times. And I'm feeling like that might give us the little edge we need to just tip him over the end. And then it's just a matter of deciding, are we going to try Lutel again, or are we going to go with somebody different? Because my Warhawk actually did get him pretty close. I was not disappointed with the Warhawk's effort, we'll put it that way. The Godric soldiers didn't do quite what I was hoping for them to do. I really was hoping for a bit better of an effort by them, but and unfortunately my jellyfish I don't think is going to be able to tank very good with it, though it does accumulate poison damage, but also my jellyfish is only level 1, so yeah, got a good feeling about this one. Got a good feeling this time. Yeah, the problem with the Bloodhound Knights is that they're just so incredibly mobile. And I do ranged attacks. So it's hard to get a lock on them. And so I need something they're tanking for me. Because I just don't personally do enough damage. I mean, I suppose I could try to summon someone here, but this is a mini-boss fight, and I don't know that anybody's going to be around. Again, I'm not too proud to summon. But, yeah, I'm determined that I can do it with a spear. I'm determined that I can do it with a spear. I just need to figure out who I'm going to take into the fight. I've given myself a little bit more powerful glintstone staff and knife, and so my hope is that that will give me that little edge that I need to finally finish him off. I was so close to beating him that second to last time, too. My Lone Wolf Ashes are +2. But he does large sweeping attacks, and I'm worried that he's just going to be able to pretty quickly take out all of my wolves rather than them harry him, which is what I would want them to do. The one-on-one fights tend to seem to do better. The Warhawk actually did okay against him. I mean, the Warhawk outlived me, and we got him pretty close to death. Lutel, like 50-50. The first time did okay, the second time not so much. Let's give the Warhawk another try, I think. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll top up that. We'll drink our physic. And we'll go, yes, this time. This is the time. So, I got my one free hit, and now I'm dead because I'm stuck in the corner. Nope, we got lucky. My Warhawk pulled some aggro there. Now the Warhawk is just as mobile as him, is kind of the theory I'm running with. It just needs to hit him and actually pull his aggro. That blink step is just killer. You can actually get that ability. Ow. I wasn't expecting to get hit by that. Alright. Pulled the aggro again. We got him. There, I told you. That was the one. I felt good about it. Now, unfortunately, the 2,000 runes that he dropped... Oh, no, 3,000 runes. Still not making up in any way for what we lost. That's okay. You can't get too attached to your runes in this game. And he dropped a talisman, a very useful talisman, in fact, because it is the Cerulean Amber Medallion. Now, I've been wielding the Viridian Amber Medallion, which increases stamina. This one increases FP, and that's going to be so much more useful for me. The Erd Tree's old sap becomes amber, treasured as the most precious of jewels. In the age of Godfrey, the first Elden Lord, a primordial life energy resides inside. And that'll give us a little bit more FP, which is great. It's what we want. I'm turned around now. I've gone backwards. Now we come outside, out the back. And we encounter the Albinauric woman and her lamentably lost wolf.
Foul tarnished. What do you want? I told the all-hearing brute that I possess no such medallion. Or have you come to take more from me? Was my other half not enough?
Now, the good news is I have the other half of the medallion.
Oh. Do you speak true? So old Albus entrusted his medallion to you. Then I've no choice but to trust that this was his dying will. Let's try again. I'm Latenna, an Albinauric, the same as old Albus. My apologies for my coarse words earlier. I presume the worst. Seeing that you're another tarnished like that all-hearing brute, I hope that you will forgive me.
All is forgiven.
The medallion's better off in your hands anyway. Would you consider doing me a great service? I must go back. There is something I must do, even if I must say farewell to my wolf, Lobo. Will you show me the way? To the land of Miquella's Halig Tree. If you accept, I would gladly apprise you of the whereabouts of the medallion's other half. Thank you kindly. They say the other half of the medallion is beyond the Forbidden Lands, north of the Erd Tree, in Castle Sol, on the mountain tops of the Giants, accessible by the Grand Lift of Rold. Then I suppose it's time. Farewell, Lobo. My faithful wolf. My better half. I will go with the Tarnished, so that our journey will not have been in vain. Forgive me, Lobo.
So she...
Call upon me when needed, and I will fight at your side.
So she has willingly given herself up to become a Summon Ash, and now we can equip her as one of our summons. I have a couple more I don't have equipped as well. The Wandering Nobles, the Noble Sorcerer, the Skeletal Militiamen, the Skeletal Bandit, the Fanged Imps, the Marionette Soldiers, and now Lieutenant the Albinorg. So, Ashen Remains, in which spirits yet dwell, used to summon the spirit of Lieutenant the Albinorg, a rare case of one who chose to become a spirit voluntarily. Lieutenant was renowned as a deft magic archer, but having lost her beloved wolf companion Lobo, she cannot move from the place where she is summoned. And that is true. If you summon her, she is stationary, but she is a ranged attacker. And if you're a tank, unlike me, that can actually be really useful, because you can keep aggro on an enemy while she pings at him with actually pretty decent ranged attacks. She's not going to be as useful to me in this build, because I'm a ranged attacker. Get a Rune Arc there. Never a bad time to get a Rune Arc. Just going to double check there's no other items around before I grab that Site of Grace. And then I'm going to head back once more to the Round Table Hold, and that's where we're going to end it for tonight, I think. It is actually midnight now, local time, and I am definitely playing later than I intended. I hoped to be done about a half hour ago, but I had a lot of trouble with that Bloodhound Knight. And got kind of determined to beat him, because we kept getting close. We kept getting close every time. It was like, there's something missing. We just haven't quite got there. But we did it this time. He's dead. Don't have to worry about him ever again. Got a really good and useful amulet for the wizard build we're doing, too. Unfortunately, we lost 5,000 runes, but again, sometimes you just gotta let it go. You just gotta say, hey, those 5,000 runes were 5,000 runes well spent on killing a jerk. So, not necessarily a bad thing. Do I have a Great Rune equipped? I do. I have Godric's Great Rune equipped. You need to pop one of those Rune Arcs in order to actually activate it, and then it gives you a boost, for those who are unfamiliar with the game. Do I have enough to... I don't have enough to improve my flasks. Pretty still happy with the 3 and 5. Generally speaking, I'm going to try to hang back and use my magic to kill enemies before they get close enough to hit me. The next time I get a new flask charge, it will probably go to health, though. So, yeah. So as I said, we'll head to the Round Table Hold. First of all, we'll make a note that we've beaten the boss at the Lakeside Crystal Cave, and then we will, we'll head to the Round Table Hold, where we will wrap up the evening. It's kind of a nice central location to wrap things up. I also want to double check real quick to make sure that Nefeli doesn't have anything new to say, having found Lieutenant.
Ah, you. Please, leave me be. It's pathetic, I know.
Okay, no, she still doesn't have anything to say now. Excuse me. Got a little dry throat because I finished off my drink a little while ago and haven't been able to wet my whistle with all the talking. But that's okay, because we're going to wrap up here for tonight. So, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully it's been fun to watch. Feel free to tune in next time. I'll probably play again maybe on Friday. I might do something on the long weekend too, Saturday or Monday. It'll probably be Tunic next, and then back to Elden Ring. I'm kind of switching back and forth. Tunic is a really fun game if you're at all curious about it. It is if you took Zelda and Dark Souls and Fez and mixed them together to create something really cute and challenging and kind of special. It's been a lot of fun. But that's where we're going to wrap up for tonight. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully it's been a good time. If you're watching this later, thank you for checking it out. And we'll play again soon. Have yourself a good night. Bye.